Hello and welcome back to the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. I am your host, Jack Cody. We got some special guests joining us today. We got Blake Lloyd joining the show. We got Nathan joining the show. And it's just a spectacular day to be appreciating the game of basketball. May 29th. No better time to be witnessing basketball because this is ultimately crunch time. This is when it matters most. This is when we find out who the best players truly are. And this is who we find out, crumbles in the brightest of the lights. And so, man, Boston sweeps the Pacers. 4-0 sweep. We talked about it all of yesterday. So I'm not going to talk about it really at all today. Today is about Dallas versus Minnesota and what is about to transpire, what transpired last night, and what happened in the first three games that allowed for Minnesota to take a game four and say, you know what? We feel confident that we can win this series. We got Miguel in the chat saying he lost $5,000 on the Mavericks money line. Should have listened to the masses. Today is another day. Fully with you, bro. I think I took Minnesota, but at the same time, there was a lot of people that were like, everyone's taking Minnesota. Why would it? Minnesota, there's no way they get swept. And then yet Dallas was up in that game and Dallas had the chance to take that game. And so wasn't a horrible bet, just kind of a bad beat in many ways, but Minnesota stays alive. I'm glad the season is still going for them because let's be very honest with ourselves, fellas. And this is a sports betting show. So take this and understand that in sports, there are storylines that we need to pay attention to. And it's not always about the stats. It's about stats, but it's also about the storyline. And did you really think that the NBA was going to have 8 days off? Really? I mean, we saw the officiating crew. It was Scott Foster and that I don't even know the other guy's name, maybe like Mark Davis or something. Oh my God. They were basically trying to rig the game. Yesterday, that game yesterday was the first time throughout the entire playoffs and frankly since All-Star weekend that the officials controlled the game in many ways. The officials blew the whistle so much that it created a third party in this basketball game. All playoffs, we've been seeing no fouls really being called. The whistle, it's kind of not really being blown. And that's a beautiful thing. We're bringing back 80s basketball, bringing back 90s basketball when anybody can do anything. That's what people want to see. We want to see the best basketball players in the world go at it. When a foul is deserved to be called, you call the foul. Otherwise, you let them play. And I felt like all the playoffs, and I heard this. I was at the gym yesterday playing a little 5-on-5. And after the game, this old guy comes up to me who I was playing against. And man, he had a nice mid-range shot. And I'm like, these old dudes with these mid-range jumpers. But anyways, I wanted to tell him like what I felt about the step back three and the third step and the gather step and how what if you took away the step back in basketball? What would that mean for like anyone like Luka Doncic? Every time he shoots the ball, he takes 3 steps. Every time Steph Curry shoots the ball, they're all taking 3 steps in many ways. So it's like, what if you nerf the offensive side of the situation and just say, hey, we're going to take away that first step and you can only do 2. But this guy brought up a very good point, and it's completely, I was showing him that bullshit, right? And then I get to the point where I'm like, dude, does Minnesota have any chance in this series? And he's like, yeah, I mean, they've been kind of blowing the whistle. They haven't really been blowing the whistle all series, but in Minnesota was complaining about it in the first 2 games. Minnesota's like, just call it both ways. And I felt like the whistle has not been blown all playoffs long. And this guy comes up to me. He's like, I think the reason why this is the case is because during All-Star break and during All-Star weekend, the All-Star game in and of itself was so atrocious. And the commissioner saw that and was like, wow, we got such a negative reaction to no defense being played. Let's do something that we feel the fans will appreciate, which is no more whistles. Just let the kids play. And now we have the Boston Celtics sitting in the NBA Finals. We have Dallas versus Minnesota. Game 5 will be tomorrow, Thursday night, but Game 4 was electric, and we have Lloyd to hop on the show with us to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves and a potential comeback for the greatness of Anthony Edwards, or does Lloyd's Dallas Mavericks have a chance to take them down in Game 5 and say, you know what, we're going to hear all this noise, the whole media, everyone's going to come on today and say that Minnesota's coming back. I'll be the first person to say it. Minnesota's coming back. They're winning this series in 7. But without further ado, we have a Dallas representative in many ways. He's the Cincinnati Bengal, but we're going to call him the Luka Doncic lover. Lloyd's Locks.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you doing, bro?
Every
time I see that poster behind you, it looks like Tatum. It doesn't look like Drake.
I see. I mean, it's Drake every time. That's the sad part about it. I kind of wish it was Tatum right now because of what he's doing. So, I mean, the kid turned it around, which I have to give props to you for. So, congratulations. Oh. Actually, I would like to say that to you. Congratulations, Jack.
What did he do, though? Thank you. Well, but job's not finished. But what did he do? I just want to hear it out. I want to hear it out of your like. I know he showed up, but like specifically, break it down for me. What did Jason Tatum do in that Eastern Conference Finals?
I'll tell you what, man, he finally made some big shots. And I know that a lot of people were saying that he really didn't show up until when OT hit and late in the fourth quarter, and a lot of people have problems with that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what you want out of your star, man. I'm not going to lie, and Tatum finally did it. And I think that's kind of a big hump for him to get over. And I think that everybody now, because they cruised all the way to the finals, obviously only lost 2 games, ironically, both game 2s early, and both those first 2 series. I mean, dude, Tatum's a stud, bro. But again, Celtics are the best team by far. Job's not finished. They have to complete it. It's looked at right now as probably arguably one of the easiest runs to the NBA Finals. Again, I still don't think it was like I don't think it was the easiest run of all time because obviously you still got to beat the teams, man. They still put some decent teams. I think the Pacers were actually a good team because I think they would have smoked New York. But again, I do. Again, dude, like you got to win it all for the Celtics. For the other teams, you don't have to. For the Celtics, you have to. And I think that they obviously have the best chance by far.
And you know, there have been a lot of people that are saying like, regardless of who comes out of the West, whether it's Dallas or Minnesota, the West is just so much better than the East. So the West team is going to beat the East team. And I'm sitting here saying, right. I don't think people realize how good Boston truly is, because last night on the TNT broadcast after the game, they're talking about comparing, you know, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving versus Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns as kind of the 2 duos. And I'm sitting here thinking, y'all are talking about duos, and then you're getting to your role players. I mean, we could form 3 duos in our starting lineup, and that's 6 players, and there's 5 players in a starting lineup. Our team is so much deeper and better from just the starting 5. When you just look at the starting 5 of our squad, no team has a Drew Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis that they can just say, hey, is going to be the X factor, and he's not necessarily a role player for the Washington Wizards or the Sacramento Kings, but for the Boston Celtics, they're all fantastic role players. And I thought it was a beautiful thing to just see all those guys play the way that they should have played. I felt like they just did what they were supposed to do, and that's all you can ask from those guys. Did Tatum not shoot the ball well in the first couple of series? Sure. But Steph Curry didn't shoot the ball well in the 2016 NBA Finals. And do we call Steph Curry the greatest shooter of all time? Yes, we do. So people go on slumps. I expect Tatum to have the best series of his life in this NBA Finals. I expect him to go out there and want it more like never before. We're going to see a different version of Tatum, the same kind of version we see in these game 3s and game 4s. What did he say on the mic? He said, Game 3, that's my favorite game because his back is against the wall automatically, regardless of if you're up 2-0, 1-1, or it's 0-2. Your backs are always up against the wall in that game 3 on the road. And so it's a beautiful thing, what I've been able to see out of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But, man, the media is making this thing about who's better. And I'm like, bro, the fact that we have both Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is a scary sight, in my opinion. Is that the best duo in the NBA?
Dude, they have to be by far. I don't even think it's close because they're both so dynamic. They both can go for whatever. I saw Stephen A's list the other day of best backcourts, and he had Kyrie and Luka at like 5
It was all
or
I'm pretty
4.
sure
Did you see that?
he did it all time. So it was an all-time thing,
Yeah, he did it
and
all
he threw a
time.
couple of old heads in there, but he had Luka and Kyrie in the all-time backcourts do like, Steph
Yeah,
Curry and Klay
bro.
Thompson won 4 championships together to get to that first spot, and you're just gonna put Luka. I get the talent. I get the raw
Yeah,
ability of these
yeah.
2 guys, but we gotta see them get to the finals at least. What are we doing?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I I mean, Rich Fox, Kobe Bryant, like, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of other guys that I could put. I mean, I know they never won, but like James Harden, Russ, like and again, I know Kyrie and Lucas. Like, I guess the problem was to me that they've done the same amount of winning as everybody else.
Mhm.
Like Kyrie and Luka, they haven't won anything yet together. So it's like, I mean, in regards to a lot of other great backcourts you could throw out there that have not won anything, I feel
Mhm.
like it was pretty irrelevant to put Luka and Kyrie in the top 5. But as far as Tatum and Jaylen Brown, dude, I mean, absolutely. And again, the role players they have around them is what makes them so special. Because if they didn't have everybody that they have right now, and again, I don't know who's coming back next year. I don't know if they'll have the same team. This will be this Boston Celtics team, if they win it all, they'll be remembered for a long time as one of the greatest teams of all time if they get it done. And I really do think they get it done. As far as the Dallas Mavericks series, I think we can still chalk it up, dude. I know they lost last night.
Mhm.
Kyrie said it best. Dude, this is their Super Bowl. It's just another game to us.
Yep.
They played bad, bro. Dallas didn't play that good. Kyrie didn't play good. PJ Washington didn't play good. A lot of our role players didn't shoot the ball very well last night, and they only lost. And it was a tie game with like, I don't know, fucking 2 minutes left.
So
Like I just don't possibly think. And then maybe they go back to Minnesota and they drop another one. I mean, I really don't know. But even if they do, bro, like it doesn't matter because they'll just go back to Dallas and win. It's super hard to win on that court, especially, dude. And I know that if they go back to Dallas, which I don't even know if they'll do, they'll. I'm almost positive Dallas will win that game.
everyone's
They win
talking
Game 6.
everyone's talking about what would Minnesota need to do to get back in this series and win 3 more games. That would be 4 straight. I want to take the different angle because I also heard this on the TNT broadcast last night after the game when they were debating about those 2 duos. They were talking about at both of their best. If Luka and Kyrie play their best, and if Ant and Cat play their best, which duo is better? And it took them 30 minutes to try and get an answer, and they really didn't give a clear answer, but most of them leaned towards Ant and Cat. And I'm telling you right now, why did Dallas lose last night? Because Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving did not play as good as they have played in the first 3 games. That
Yeah.
is the X factor for Dallas. It might be different for other teams. I understand that we're in a day and age where it's like there's so much talent in the NBA. So you got to rely a little more on the role players than you've ever had to.
Yeah.
You still go as far as your best players take you. And that
Yep.
I want people to understand Luka and Kyrie, they are better than Ant and Cat as a duo, as individual players, as winners, everything, experience, it does not matter. So I felt like that claim of like Ant and Cat because they offer more because Cat's a defender. No, bro. If Luka and Kyrie play their best, they control their own destiny and they go to the NBA finals. And that's why
Yep.
they're up 3-1.
Agreed. Agreed 110%. I mean, if Kyrie and Luka play to especially the level they've played early in this playoffs, bro, like it hasn't been one or the other, bro. It's been both. On numerous occasions showing up every single night. And that's when it gets really scary for these teams because dude, I mean, it's the same thing with Boston, bro. Like, it's really hard to stop 2 elite guys. Like, you can game plan, you can box in one, you can double, you can hedge pick and roll, you can drop pick and roll. Like, there's many different things you can do, bro. But it's hard to do it against 2 guys. Like, it's easy to do it against one guy. It's really difficult to do it against 2 guys because now when you have to do it against 2 guys, where we have to have so much pressure applied on your defense to just 2 guys that it leaves. Then your role players start really getting involved, and then PJ Walker has the capability to go for 25 now because of the fact that you guys are so focused on Luka and Kyrie. So like that's just where things get really tricky, and it's going to
You're
be
not
very it's
double
going to be very
teaming
difficult.
you're not double
No,
teaming Karl Anthony Towns. You are double teaming Jason Tatum so that Jaylen Brown gets single coverage, right? So
yeah,
you have to double Luka, but you also have to double Kyrie. Like you have to throw four
yeah,
different defenders at him.
yeah.
With Cat, you don't need that. And with Ant, you need to double Ant.
Like, dude, but I would even argue that like you don't have to like I would say that it's harder for teams to win against Dallas in that kind of scenario than it would be Boston because of the fact that they're both so one-on-one dominant in the way that they play ISO basketball. Like they are both dynamic with the basketball, and so are Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both. But the Celtics can hurt you almost arguably on some nights more with their role players than they can with their stars. And that's the hard part about Boston, where for other teams, bro, like dude, if you're the Timberwolves and PJ Washington goes for 35 and he beats you and he sends you home, dude, cheers, bro. Congratulations. Like you did great. You know what I mean? But like it's for especially for Dallas, dude, like if those two guys are going insane, you're not gonna beat them. So that's you have to do the best you can to stop those two guys and let everybody else beat you. Where for Dallas, obviously you can't do that because you'll get throttled with the way that Dallas plays basketball.
Mm-hmm. So before we bring Nate on here, if you had to lean one way in this moment, it's 3-1. How do you think this series goes? Just quick prediction here. You say Dallas in 6?
Yeah, I'd say Dallas, and I mean I really think that they win Game 5, but I'll say 6. Yeah,
Yeah. I think Minnesota wins in 7.
they could, bro. They could. I mean, let's not get it twisted, bro. They could do it,
I'm
but
so serious.
I mean it's also never been done, so I don't want to sit here and say it.
It's never been done. And
Dude, which is crazy, by the
I've been
way.
in
We're
this
talking about
position
that.
less.
I can't believe that it's never been done, dude. You know how many basketball series there's fucking been in our goddamn life, and we've never seen a team come back down 0-3. Like, I mean, I know LeBron came down back 3-1, but it's like never in the history of the NBA has a team come back down 3-0. How is it even possible, bro? There's been so many series.
Don't make no sense.
I don't know.
Never makes any sense. But anyways, let's get Nate on here because I got myself a very important question to ask both of you, and maybe it'll bring a debate. Maybe it'll be quick and short. But Nate,
what's happening, fellas?
There he is. What's up, Slime?
What's going on, Slime?
Nate, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm also gonna ask Lloyd this. Start bench cut.
Okay.
Right now. Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards.
Who's better, or who would you rather have on your franchise?
If you were in control of your team and you could pick one superstar to lead the way, I'm not telling you who your role players are. I'm just telling you who your guy is. Who are you taking at the start, at the bench, and at the cut?
I'm going to start Anthony Edwards, bench Luka, cut Tatum. And I know that's like the
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you not better come on the show and just
Dad, that's funny.
you son of a gun.
I know that's the opposite of your list, Jack, but I can explain myself.
All right, bro. I took you off the stage. I put you back on. Go for it, bro. Let's hear why you should. Let's hear why you would start a 22-year-old over the greatest basketball player of all time and the greatest European basketball player of all time. Why would you do that?
Well, you said it yourself. He's a 22-year-old with one of the highest ceilings I've ever seen.
It's not about ceilings. I said right now.
Right now. I think I would still take Anthony Edwards, yeah, over Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is on the greatest team of all time. Jason Tatum is on
because of him.
the most perfectly built super team of all time. Like in the modern NBA, this is like, I mean, I don't know how this team can like not lose the finals this year, right? It's not because of him, and I'm also going to preface that. But obviously, the Boston Celtics aren't the Boston Celtics without Tatum. But let's not act like Tatum put this team on his back all year long, right? Man,
Okay.
like, I might switch Luka and Tatum, actually thinking about it a little bit, but I also have a hard time just like cutting Luka. It's a tough list. It's a tough list. But
All right.
I don't know.
You guys know my answer, so let's just Lloyd. What do you have? Luka, Ant, Tatum. What are we going?
Right now, I think it's got to be. I would start Luka, bench Tatum, cut. I'd cut Ant.
So I truly believe that Tatum is the most complete basketball player of all time, or at least right now in this very moment, in terms of his 3-level scoring ability. He can do everything more and better than Luka Doncic and Anthony Edwards. So I'm going to start Jason Tatum.
Not better than Luka. Not better than Luka.
And he's not a better defender than Ant.
I think Tatum is a lot better than Luka. Not a lot. I would say he is more statistically proven in terms of greatness and will continue to be. And when it's all said and done, and Tatum has 6 championships and Luka has 2, and the media tries to make this Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady claim, I'm not buying it. I'm not having it, because one dude won 6 championships and was the greatest of all time. And I know,
but like one dude had a team. Like Tatum's always had a roster, bro. And that's the difference. Is like that's the tough part about it. Is Luka's not had the roster, dude. Like, and again, you can't make that argument with Tom Brady because he did it with basically fucking nothing. Like all the fucking time.
I disagree. I think
Tom Brady did it with nothing all the fucking time.
Tom Brady always says that he was surrounded by the greatest teammates. And people had no idea, but he was surrounded by some of the greatest teammates, some of the greatest coaches.
Bro, but like they won because of Tom Brady.
1,000%.
They didn't
but you have to have great teammates.
Yeah, I mean, and in football, I think it's a little bit different too. But like, I mean, the year that Tom Brady had the greatest amount of weapons he's ever had, he lost in the playoffs. He went 17-0 and he lost.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Luka's a better scorer than Tatum. I'm just gonna say that out front right now. Luka, better scorer by far. Now, I would argue
if you put the best defender on me of all time, if you put the best defender out there, 10 seconds on the clock, Tatum and Luka both get 1 chance to score. Best defender of all time is guarding them. Tatum has a better chance to score than Luka.
No.
Yes. Size, ability, strength.
Dude, everything. Put somebody on him. Put somebody on him, man. Who do you think's the best defender of all time?
Jack.
Gary Payton? Gary Payton?
Rudy Gobert.
Yesterday while I was watching that game, I was like, okay, Luka's just not him, right? And then I saw that 4-point play, or that. Well, I mean, it wasn't a 4-point play. He smoked the free throw.
3-point play. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, this guy just reminded me of who he is. Jason Tatum is not doing that, and also one of the best parts about Luka's game, which I still don't like Luka. He bitches way too much. But like when he like gets his shot up, stops mid play, and just does his kick outs to the corner, he can make almost any pass. And he makes like he has efficient triple doubles every single night. I think
Tatum made the greatest pass of all time.
Luka is a good defender away from being the greatest player of all time and being talked about how you talk about Tatum.
Cool.
That's what Luka is.
So when we 4-1 y'all, then, or not y'all, but when we 4-1 Dallas, then and the narrative's still going to be, but Luka's a better player. No, he's not. You go as far as your best player takes you. Your role players are really important. It's what makes the greatest team. It is what makes great players on a great team the greatest team. When you're like, I've said this before, when you are a good player, when you're a great player on a good team, you don't let shit hit the fan. When you're a great player on a great team, you have to win championships. Tatum has to win a championship. Luka doesn't have to win a championship. I understand that. But when you just talk about them individually, I promise y'all, in 10 years, everyone will be like, damn, you were a genius. Because Tatum is just so much more physically, mentally, and beautifully gifted than any basketball player in the history of life, including Luka Doncic. And that's not to take away from Luka, but I just want to set the record straight that there are levels to this. Tatum's here, everyone else is down here. And that's the new standard in the NBA.
You can't justify that to us without you saying he's just the perfect bass. Like, I need something more than just that. Like,
3 Eastern Conference Finals appearances in the last 3 years. He averaged 30, 10, and 8 on a team where he didn't even win MVP because he's just so good. Whenever LeBron James wouldn't have his shot falling, everyone would praise him for his ability to do everything else. When Tatum doesn't have his shot falling and he does everything else, everyone says, you suck, Jason Tatum. There is a clear and extreme bias against Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. I am sorry that everyone is like, why, we got the easiest path of all time. Cool. But everyone is so incredibly biased against this man, and it's disrespectful at this point. I'm not going to tolerate it any longer because he just wins. That's all he does.
Which you did, but I mean, your first real series is going to come in the NBA Finals, and we'll see.
I told Lloyd before the show, or I told Lloyd before you got on, that but everyone's blind to how good Boston is, because Minnesota and Dallas are the two teams that I'm like, yeah, everyone's saying the West is going to beat the East because the West is better than the East. And so whoever comes out of the West is going to beat the East. But nobody understands that, sure, Minnesota might have, Ant and Cat and Rudy Gobert and some great role players. And Dallas might have Luka and Kyrie, these one of the greatest backcourt duos of all time is what Stephen A. Smith is saying. And they got some role players. Boston has 5 all-stars in their starting lineup. We have Tatum and Brown, which is the best duo in the NBA, but it doesn't stop there. Our role players are 1 million times better than their role players.
Yeah, I saw a graphic that said 6 Boston Celtics players scored not scored, but made over 100 threes this year.
8 of them. Yep.
8. Not 6, 8.
That's 8. It's incredible. It's a beautiful thing. Guess I'm blind then. All right. That's interesting. All right. So, Nate, you think Minnesota can come back, or
can Minnesota come back? I mean, that's what I said yesterday on the show, right before I hopped off. And look, yep. Now it's not 3-0, it's 3-1. Going back to Minnesota, I think Game 6 is going to be the game that decides everything. Because if you force us to 7, shit, I'm liking Minnesota. But Game 6, I think, is going to decide everything. I think Game 5, I think Minnesota's going to be electric, and they're going to bring the energy in that game. But realistically, I'll say Mavs in 6, but Timberwolves in 7. You can't ever count this team out. But it's kind of insane how there was never a team that never came back down 3-0.
You know what I think about when I'm watching last night's game is Anthony Edwards still has not played his best game in this series. Yeah, and I'm going to praise him here.
That's true.
You got to understand that we're going to see the best version of Ant over Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7. He's almost been saving it. I saw somebody say that Minnesota literally all 3 games just so they could do this because they know they're just that much better. It felt like that late in the game last night when Cat hits those 2 threes. They just commanded the lead and found a way. I'm struggling to find a way with Dallas here to win this series. I don't know if they can win another game. I think Minnesota has the ability to win game 5 and do something special in Dallas. And if this thing goes to 7, that's where I say I think Luka could get it done. That's where I say I think Kyrie could close it out. But the momentum has switched.
Well, Kyrie's 14-0 in closeout games, 14-1 now. So, like, he's not going to be 14-4, bro. Like, that's also kind of crazy to say. Losing 4 straight, it's just I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Imagine you have Shaq, AD, and Kareem down low in the paint. Who is able to drive in and score, Luka or Tatum? I think Tatum would dunk on him.
Yeah, you're washed for that.
Yeah, no. Luka, for sure, by far.
All right. I guess we could check out some SoBet plays here, see if anybody has posted anything. Lloyd, you got anything cooked up for today yet, or anything?
I haven't dove 110% into the slate yet. I did have a game get canceled yesterday that I'm going to be betting again. Obviously, I actually think that
Pirates first 5 plus a half.
Yeah, Pirates first 5 plus a half with Jared Jones on the mound today against Screwball. Like that matchup a lot, so I think I'm going to bet that. Also, in the second Pirates game today, Paul Skeens is pitching, and they're dogs.
Yeah, you just it's like an auto bet.
So it's almost like they're going to be. I'm almost dead ass. Might have 2 Pirates first 5 plus a half tickets in my pocket.
How did that man pull Livy Dunn? I don't understand.
I think this is more impressive than sweep.
Yeah, that is disgusting. Jesus.
Come on, TP3, bro.
TP3.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Paul Skeens is he's an absolute animal, bro. He's a definition of different, bro. He's fucking nuts, man. He's fucking nuts. Petey's been killing it. Everybody's been killing it. We had about a 6.9 unit winning week last week. Go to the leaderboard, Jack. Go to the leaderboard on here. Is it on the?
I want to see. It might not be on the. Might only be on the.
Damn, is it only on the app? That's tough.
Yeah, so if you want to see the leaderboard, go sign up using code Jackpot on the app.
Yeah, go do that, man. Because a lot of guys have been showing. It's really cool to see that stuff too, because it breaks down the top 10 of all the types of units you'd be able if you tell these guys and let you know who's hot and all that kind of good stuff. So, go check that out for sure. But yeah, man, I'll have some more plays today. But again, I do think I'm probably gonna bet both those games, for sure already. Do a little bit more capping after the show, but again, I like both. Both both Pirates first 5 plus a half today, because just have both their pretty much their best pitchers are going out there. No Martin Perez, no Mitch Keller, just the 2 boys that can actually pitch out there today for the Pirates. So like them. Hopefully they bat well, and then we can get that cooking.
Yeah, it looks like PD is on Yankees over 2.5 total runs in the first 5 innings. I want to say, I think they won last night 4-2, 3-2. I forget what the score was.
They won last night. I remember a lot of guys
won
had
the first
Yanks
5.
first 5 minus a half. Yeah,
I took the minus a half, so that was cream cheese. 1 and 2, not ideal. Tough day yesterday for some MLB. I felt like maybe.
Yeah, bro. It was a weird day of baseball yesterday, man. It was a weird day of baseball. You kind of have like your spots in baseball that you can like pick and choose from, and I feel like a majority of the time everybody's kind of all on the same stuff. And when it doesn't hit, it's kind of just like a tough overall day. Because I mean, you find your spots as a gambler, and then after that, you just kind of hope and pray for the best, brother. And yesterday, I don't think it went our way. So
no, but you bounce back and you have a better day today. But I mean, we had a lot of NBA cashes. I think the consensus on SoBet was Minnesota first half and Minnesota money line and
full game. Yeah, when I saw Dimes had a 5 unit whale out on the
table, that's exactly what I saw. That I was like,
did it hit?
Right, I gotta ride it.
Yeah, it hit
Minnesota money line.
Love to see it.
I think he might have had Minnesota plus like +1 or something like that for like 5 units, bro. I was like, oh
yeah, he had $5,000 on it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's some nasty shit right there.
It is some nasty shit.
Yeah, no, literally some nasty shit, bro.
I was thinking of man, I got 2 things that I want to talk about remaining. Not really about any of the games, but this idea of who you would want in the next 5 years or the next 10 years, the next 7 years, and kind of doing a draft around that. I think it'd be cool to just find a way to even just create a list of 10 between the 3 of us as kind of like the top 10 NBA players that you would draft right now. Like if everything was a fantasy draft heading into next year, and you could basically just draft who would be the first 10 off the board, basically, and who are the best 10 players in the league. But you got to keep in mind that you get them for the next 5 years. So you get them for 5 years, and so essentially you want to pick 5 guys that are going to be in 5 years of their prime.
Right.
We could do that, or we could finish the show with that, and then, man, LeBron becomes a free agent, and everyone's saying he's staying in LA. JJ Redick, potential head coaching job there. I don't know what y'all think about that whole situation, but to me, if I'm LeBron,
yeah,
I go somewhere else. I get the hell out of LA. And you can go back, you go live there in 2 years, but you have 1 to 2 years left. You can stay in California and go to Golden State and compete for a championship. And I think Golden State's a team that is looking for a small forward to say, hey, this can put us amongst Dallas and Denver, because Golden State doesn't really think they have the team to beat anyone right now.
I think you could add another star around LeBron, because obviously I think they need somewhat of a strong front court. You can't have D'Lo. You can't rely on D'Lo for a deep playoff run and Austin Reeves. I'd say trade them, trade a draft pick, get like Trae Young and like Bronny James off the bench, right? Because I still believe Bronny James to the Lakers is very realistic, because Bronny's only working out for 3 teams. I don't know if you guys seen that report.
What are the 3 teams?
It's the Lakers, the Suns, and I forgot the other team. I'm gonna look it up right now. But I think, the rumors circulating around Trae Young leaving Atlanta are very, very high, and especially to the Lakers. So, yeah,
I think a team in the first round that doesn't work out Bronny James, maybe early second round if he hasn't been picked. But if you're like a late, 20 and up type of pick, I could see a team just shocking the world and picking Bronny James. And then everyone's like, holy shit, is LeBron going to Portland or wherever it is? Portland,
yeah.
24th pick. But like,
if
I'm the GM, if I am the person in charge of that franchise, I would do that, because I feel like this is a once in a lifetime situation. And I've said this, the idea that when Tom Brady, towards the end of his kind of 3-year final part of his career, he became a free agent and 2 teams pursued him. 2. The NBA cannot make that same mistake that the NFL teams made. If you are an NBA team, you got to understand LeBron James is still LeBron James. I watched him in these playoffs for 5 games, and I said to myself, that reminded me of a 28-year-old LeBron James, and that is an unbelievable thing. So it tells me he has 2 to 3 years of greatness left if you put him around the right pieces. Does that mean it's in LA? I don't know, but I think if you're a team that has the opportunity to draft Bronny James, don't make the same mistake that 30 NFL teams made. The Chargers and the Bucks, those are the only 2 teams that went after Tom Brady. More teams have to go after LeBron James, and I think they are secretly.
Yeah, you got to take that shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I think that if you're LeBron, you have 1 or 2 years left. Dude, a lot of it depends on what LeBron actually wants to do too. Because
you think he wants to win, or do you think
he
wants to
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, because if he wants to win, you can't stay in LA, bro. You're not gonna win in LA.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you
can't bring Trae. Don't bring Trae Young or Donovan Mitchell. You're not winning.
Be Trae Young, bro. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell will give you a little bit of a spark, but again, probably only to the conference finals. Like, you're probably not going to the finals. So you'd have to bring a lot there. in order to win. But if he wants to win, bro, go somewhere else. But if he doesn't want to win, if he wants to call it his career and be done with it and be like, all right, man, I'm the greatest player of all time. I did this and did that and checked everything off the box that I could. I grinded as hard as I could every single day, and that was what he did. If he wants that to be his career, then great, bro. Then go ride in the sunset with Bronny, play 2 seasons, and call it quits. Because like LeBron's not winning another title. Let's stop. Let's stop that. Let's that's not gonna happen. Okay.
If you surround him around the right pieces,
why wouldn't LeBron say, hey, I got 1 year left, maybe 2. I know that this LA thing is not working, like you just said, Blake. And I think a lot of people believe in, like, the analysts out there are saying that LA is the place that he needs to stay at because that's the best chance to win a title. And I'm just like, no, it's not
true.
It's not true at all. It's just not true. You got to play Denver. You got to play Dallas. None of these teams, you're not going to beat any of them.
Yeah.
If your teammate is Stephen Curry, if your teammate is Kevin Durant, you got a chance. So if I am, or maybe Philadelphia, I would say the 3, maybe New York. Damn it, I'm adding places.
Dude,
Maybe
I would even
Philadelphia.
argue. I would still argue that if he went to Golden State,
they win the title next year.
Yeah,
Boston doesn't repeat, and Golden State wins the title next year, and LeBron retires on top.
That's crazy. You would
put everything on
jump like that. I don't know.
Boston does not win it next year if that's the case. That's the one thing that stops Boston.
Bro, I don't think so, bro. You're telling me LeBron and Steph at both over. I mean, LeBron will be 40, Steph would be 36, 35. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how old you sound like one of those old heads saying, like, oh yeah, like MJ would come back and fucking win a championship right now. You know, I mean, like, he's not that old, you know, but
you talking about me being an old head?
Yeah, I mean, I think the new age of the NBA has taken over. Like Steph and LeBron teaming up.
But don't you think they hear that shit? Don't you think they hear that noise?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It does. It does.
KD heard it all series 4-0.
LeBron and Steph are not KD. That's the one thing I'll say. LeBron and Steph are not Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
Get the brooms out.
I mean, if it wasn't for KD, Steph wouldn't have 2 of them. So I don't want to open that can of worms, but yeah.
What did you just say?
Yeah,
I don't want to open that can of worms.
No. What was the statement where you said Kevin Durant basically helped Steph Curry win 2 rings? Is what you're saying?
What do you mean? They did it as a team, obviously. But like, if you take either one of them off that team,
you said that if Kevin Durant never went to Golden State, Steph Curry would not have won 2 extra championships.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant made the NBA not fun for like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, bro. He made the most overpowered team of all time.
And Golden State still would have won championships regardless of if they got KD or not.
That's not true at all, bro. That's not true at all. You're telling me LeBron doesn't win one of those series?
No, he might.
And you're cracked on your mind.
With Kyrie, by the way, still.
Yeah, with Kyrie, by the way, still.
Golden State would have won it that next year. Cleveland got their win in 2016. Golden State was coming back.
Bro, we literally you can't try to explain it to me when we literally saw it in 2019, bro. Oh my gosh. KD goes down. What happens? Can Steph do it by himself? No, he can't. He can't be Kawhi,
I don't think people understand how challenging it is to literally play.
It was fucked too.
Yeah, he got injured on the last play. I don't think people understand that when players get hurt, it's not about can this person do it by themselves. No, that person has been playing with his teammates the entire year and practicing with that team and that core on how to win a championship.
Yeah, bro, but we put
let's switch it all up because we don't have our starting small forward or shooting guard.
But we put all that pressure on everybody else, bro. So like we put that pressure on LeBron.
I disagree,
right?
because when Doncic doesn't win the championship, nobody's going to say
Kyrie went down. When Kyrie went down in 2015, when Kevin Love also went down, and we expected him to somehow beat the greatest team of all time, bro. Right? In 2015, literally the greatest basketball team ever.
Because nobody knew who Steph Curry truly was. Bro. Because Steph Curry had just won a MVP, and he had just, Golden State was kind of this, can they really do it in the postseason? Because that's what we say. We said it about Memphis. We said it about Minnesota this year. We said it about OKC this year.
I'll just
Young teams that outperform in the regular season, we need to see them win a championship before you give them any sort of flowers. Right. So when the media saw LeBron James lose to Golden State in the NBA Finals, a team that had never been there, people criticized LeBron for that, when in reality, it was just the greatness of Stephen Curry being ignored.
I still think everybody knew how good Steph was.
Not in 2015.
The Golden State Warriors would be an irrelevant franchise without Steph Curry. I mean, everybody knows that.
Obviously, but he was one of those, like, I mean, Steph was kind of like, I mean, he was already a unanimous MVP. I mean, he was
not that year. The first year that they won it, he had just won MVP, but it was like
2015, bro.
The media,
he was a unanimous MVP in 2015.
The following year, he was
an MVP. No, he went back-to-back unanimous.
No, the first year he did not win unanimous. The second year he won unanimous.
Who the fuck was the guy who came in second place then?
I don't know, but there's a reason why unanimous MVP doesn't happen. That, like, there are media people that throw votes just because they want to be different. In the 1 year where Steph, he ran away with it, that was 2016, but no other year that has ever happened. That doesn't mean that Steph didn't run away with it in 2014-15 season.
Right.
It was just the fact that in 2015-16, nobody voted for anybody else, and that had never happened before. But it was pretty much a consensus, I think, in that first year too.
Like, bro, that whole era of the NBA is so foggy because those series were never on the on an equal playing field, bro. Just because of how many people were hurt all the time, how much you had to put on one star. Dude, LeBron had J.R. Smith literally losing them basketball games. Like, it's tough, bro. Like, it was just those series, those 4 finals in a row that we got. They'll kind of be looked at in NBA history as just like a big, like, blob, bro. Because
I hope they don't, because those were the 4 greatest years I had ever witnessed in terms of
because you're
players that are the best players of all time. We had never seen that.
Like,
we never saw LeBron versus Kobe in a finals, and we got Steph versus LeBron 4 years in a row, and nobody appreciates it. You're the prime example of saying
because the last 2 years were good,
bro. Let's forget about it. The last 2 years was
appreciate greatness, Lloyd.
Yeah, bro. But
the NBA Finals viewership the last 2 years was messed up because nobody wanted to see that.
Because nobody saw Steph and LeBron in the finals and said, "All right, I don't care. No KD, no Steph, no LeBron. I don't care." That's usually what happens in the world of NBA media. I'm telling y'all right now, everyone.
I'm just saying, those series,
the fog of those 4 series, and everyone wants to forget about the era of Kevin Durant going to Golden State, when in reality, that was the most beautiful thing a game could have ever seen.
Bro, it was the biggest scumbag move I've ever seen in my life, bro.
And guess what?
Was the worst
why
decision
are we talking about it being such an uneven playing field?
The worst sports decision of all time, bro.
So you're telling me that Cleveland team in 2017 with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, that whole squad, you're telling me that wasn't an even playing field? You still got to play the games. And Steph Curry and Kevin Durant were the greatest duo of all time, which is why they outplayed the supposed best duo at the time, which was Kevin Durant. No, not Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving and LeBron James.
Bro, it was just so OP, bro. I mean, I just hate to be that guy, and obviously everybody does this, but it was just the worst.
Nobody liked it.
It was okay. Let's take.
Why are we talking about the best player in real life? That is a video game term.
Bro, because it is OP as shit, bro. Let's take the best player in the world. Let's put him on the best team.
So then the Celtics are OP right now because they are the equivalent of the 2017 Golden State Warriors.
So who is the best player in the world right now?
Jason Tatum.
Who's the second?
Who's the second?
Luka Doncic.
Okay, so if I put Luka on the Boston Celtics right now, the team that they have right now,
they're worse.
They would win every game by probably 65 points.
They are worse. Tatum makes them better than Luka would ever make the Boston Celtics.
I'm not talking. Put them together, Jack.
No, but they would work.
Put them together. Put them together, bro.
Oh, I see what you're trying to say here.
Put them together.
I see.
And then see what happens to Minnesota in the finals when you think Minnesota gets there and they got to guard Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Luka all in iso ball. See what the fuck happens then. Like, bro, again, it's just I know we argue about it all the fucking time. But
I'm telling you, the Boston Celtics are already the 2017 Golden State Warriors without Luka.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But again,
JB is KD. Or no,
KD was a different.
JB is not
KD. Like,
no. I meant to say
KD's not KD now, bro. KD's not the same KD now. Even though he still dropped starting a night, great, good job, fine, whatever, bro. Back in that day, dude, they played and they had Steve Kerr, obviously unbelievable coach. They were such a ridiculously good basketball team. There will never be a different team that was better than them. LeBron had to beat them. Try to beat them 4 times.
And that's why I'm going to tell you right now why the Celtics are better than them.
And if this Celtics team played that Warriors team, it wouldn't.
No, the Celtics would win.
It wouldn't be close, bro. It wouldn't be close.
The Celtics would win the series.
It wouldn't be close. No, 4-0.
Celtics
4. No, sweep. 4-0.
4-0 sweep, just like we did to the Pacers.
No. Just like the Warriors did to every team before the NBA Finals. It'd be 4-0.
So, Steph, Clay, KD, Dre, and who's the big? Are we going to say it's Boogie Cousins? Are we going to say Andrew Bogut? Are we going to say like Boogie Cousins? We never really saw it. We never saw them at their best.
No, essentially it was
Zaza,
bro. Zaza, yes.
All right, so we'll do Zaza. All right, so Steph, Clay, KD, Dre, and Zaza, and then for the Celtics, it's Drew Holiday.
Imagine naming your kid Zaza, bro. Like that shit's
D White, JB, JT, and Kristaps. Fully healthy teams. Okay.
Yep.
So you obviously, Steph is kind of this outlier, right? But in many ways, do the creation of Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Drew Holiday all trump that? But here's what I'm going to start with. I'll say Drew Holiday and Derek White are going to have to double team Steph in terms of just not the actual game, but the psychological thoughts behind why the Celtics are the better starting 5. Drew Holiday and Derek White present something that Steph Curry does not present, the defensive side of the ball, right? Jaylen Brown offers more than Klay Thompson does in every facet of the game except for shooting the 3-point shot. He's a better defender. He's a better playmaker. He has more offensive ability.
Wait, who is?
Jaylen Brown is better than Klay Thompson.
Now, in 2017, I would argue no.
Jaylen Brown will always be the better basketball player than Klay Thompson. I understand the greatness of Steph and Klay, but Jaylen Brown is a better basketball player than Klay Thompson, which is why my argument is true.
No. Not even. I'm not going to. That's why I was wondering what the fuck you were saying. I'm not letting you say that bullshit, bro. First ballot Hall of Famer Klay Thompson, elite level 2-way player, elite level defender, the second greatest shooter ever of all time. Bro, by the way, let's keep this going here. Jaylen Brown is better than him. Jaylen Brown is not even as good as a defender as Klay Thompson was in 2017, early in those years, bro, when he was having to guard LeBron almost every night, bro. Like,
Thompson
and Kyrie every night. Guarded Kyrie every night, bro.
Was Klay Thompson ever a top 12 player in the game of basketball?
Top 12? Bro? 2015, 2016, Klay's not top 12 ever. He's not top 12. He won ever top 12 player in the NBA.
I don't think a lot of people were putting Klay Thompson in the top 12.
I'm not putting Jaylen Brown in the top 12 right now, probably.
I am. That's the difference between you and me. All right, let me finish I'm going to try and get this together, all right? The reason why this all makes so much sense is because Zaza Pachulia is basically a liability in every facet of the game, which is why you essentially are allowed to put Drew Holiday and Derek White to outpower the great.
Who do you have as the Celtics big? Al Horford?
Kristaps Porzingis. We're all healthy. Don't give me that face. This is the greatest starting 5 of all time for a reason. They have 5 options on offense. You can never guard that. If Kristaps is healthy, they're the most unbeatable squad in the history of the NBA. I promise you that on everything. That's why this is the worst version of their dynasty. They are going to be a 4 of 5 champion over the next 5 years.
I'm gonna give Jack this. I think the Celtics are better than that 2017 team, at least matchup wise, but it's still disrespectful to say, oh yeah, Klay Thompson's worse than Jaylen Brown right now. We have not seen Jaylen Brown play up to.
You guys got to understand what Jaylen Brown does.
Jack, you have to understand, bro. You have to understand.
I understand.
You talk about him all the fucking time, especially out of your mouth. How the fuck do you?
Why it should be?
How do you not get this?
Be like, damn,
bro? Do you understand what Steph Curry? The kind of you saw it against your own team. Steph beat you.
I'm not saying shit about Steph
by himself.
Steph is my dad.
You're saying.
Steph is my daddy. He is my
bro,
daddy.
This team is not better than the Celtics would have had no shot. I can't even believe that you're thinking about it, bro. Like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, bro. Okay, all right. You want to double Steph? Fine. Okay, Klay's gonna hit 8 of them. KD's going for 50. I don't get it. Like, you're the guy. You're the Golden State guy. Like, you saw Steph by himself whip your ass. Whip the Celtics ass last year.
Not only did I see that, not only did I see it in person.
You saw it by yourself.
I also saw the whole run.
Say matchup-wise, basketball-wise, as all
everything-wise, this is the greatest starting 5 of all time.
Bro, you're telling me we all 3 play basketball. Bro, basketball-wise, from X's and O's, bro, Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics have no shot to defend this basketball team. They have no chance, bro. They have no actual chance.
They're actually better.
0 chance, bro.
By far. Can I just
they have no shot. And defensively, that Warriors team was insane, by the way. I think that we're forgetting this. They play defense. That was when KD was guarding people. Like, KD could guard, Klay could guard. Steph was switching everything he could, had no choice. I mean, they were guarding back then. Iguodala was coming in the game. Like, they had guys that could hoop. Draymond, they had guys.
All right, so basically the way I would match it up is Steph and Drew, Klay and D White, JT on KD, vice versa.
I mean, you're 0 for 3.
And then you're putting Draymond Green on Jaylen Brown. What you're basically doing is you're having Derek White and Drew Holiday alternate off of Steph and Klay. We see what works, but I don't know. I don't know who's going to play better on who. I would assume that Drew could guard Steph a lot better. But the reason why this Celtics starting 5 is better than this Warriors starting 5 is because all those dudes cancel each other out, and you got yourselves Kristaps Porzingis just chilling there at the bottom of the screen. And that's the simple nature of it.
Porzingis is 15 points a game that he's going to have. Great. Awesome.
I don't think you realize how much Kristaps unlocked Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown this year, which is why the entire media is delusional for thinking that this Celtics team is not good, because, frankly, when Kristaps is on the floor, nobody could ever beat them. I'll stand on that. They would not have lost.
They lost their only playoff game with him.
Kristaps made 9 points.
Right. That's probably exactly what he would do against the Warriors. Maybe less. So,
brother, watch Friday Big Night Live on Monday. It was absolutely nuts. Randy, you go to the Big Night Live event? I got to get to one of those because
I'm actually baffled. That one baffled me.
What?
I'll give it to Jack. I think the Celtics steal 2 games max, or 1, if these teams were to play each other in a 7-game series.
I think Tatum's better than KD.
It's like, bro, the disrespect that you put on Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson's name as a Warriors guy is crazy.
Yeah, no, that's kind of crazy. Bro just switched up.
Like, bro, I would almost be sure that, like, I mean, if you take this team now, right? Tatum was still good back then, bro. He couldn't get past LeBron. And LeBron lost to his team 4 times. So, or 3 times, I'm sorry. So, I don't know what makes you think that, like, the Boston Celtics have changed. I could argue back in the day that Boston Celtics maybe had a better team.
Now you're starting.
So, I mean, so this is, again, but this is what you do, right? So I'll play the game too. I'll do it too. So like you can't play both sides. Like you're trying to play both sides the best you can. I'm not letting you do it.
Yeah, because I understand that Steph Curry all time will probably go down as the greatest basketball player ever until Jason Tatum wins 6. So like it's hard. It's a hard debate. I understand that the greatest team of all time is that 2017 Warriors squad, but I also understand that a healthy 2024 Celtics squad with Kristaps is simply the most unguardable, unbeatable starting 5 you could ever form.
Dude, I see, and I don't even think that was the best year. I think the 2018 team was the best team.
Yeah, say what I don't care. Either one.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. The second year was probably better. I feel like they ran through everybody that second year. And that's when people were like, what's the NBA right now? Like at that point, everyone was like, all right, this is the 4th year we've done this, but it was a sweep. So that's why everyone ended on a sour note with that matchup. Everyone forgets that
LeBron's
2015, it was the most beautiful series of all time. That first game goes to overtime.
LeBron was getting swept, bro. What do you think the Celtics were?
His second best player was Kyle Korver, bro. If LeBron actually had someone that would have been a series, let's not forget game 1, he dropped
LeBron
50.
was getting swept because their team was ass, Lloyd.
Again, bro, in 2015 without KD, when they got swept again the first time, bro, it wasn't LeBron still had teammates on the floor, fellas. They still got swept by a team that didn't even have Kevin Durant yet.
It's not about
I'm gonna add Kevin Durant
matchups, and it's about saying
now it's not about teammates. When 5 minutes ago it was all about teammates. Now it's not about teammates. I mean, come on.
What are we talking about? You are talking about the fact that LeBron had a bunch of nobodies around him, which is why they got swept. But you're also saying that it was LeBron that got swept. So how do you think the Celtics would do if they went up against them? And I'm telling you right now, if you think that Cleveland team is better than this Celtics team, you're wrong. You are simply wrong.
Bro, but like, you know that, again, LeBron would make that a series. Tell me I'm wrong.
We have a guy. We have a LeBron.
No, you don't have a LeBron.
We do.
You have a Tatum. You have a guy that drops. You have a guy that drops 25 a night.
2018 LeBron is
congratulations.
I've ever seen, by the way.
Congratulations. 2018, 2019 LeBron James is the greatest pure basketball player, I agree with Nate, of all time. It's not even close, bro.
I'm not debating that.
I mean, dude, we're talking almost 50 a game, bro. He was insane, bro.
But that's when people realize that LeBron, as
and you want to say that
individual, could not carry a team. He could. That is when the league started to shift in this direction of you need really good role players. You can't just put everyone on your back. And especially with that Golden State team, we all knew that, they were just above everybody else. I feel like Boston, in many ways, their roster is just above everybody else right now. That's why I'm making the comparisons. And then we get to the facts of it. We get to the matchups of it. And I'm like, Boston has 5 players on their starting 5. Golden State basically has 4. So that's why I say, hey, you know what? The Celtics starting 5 in 2024 is the greatest starting 5 of all time.
Sure.
What's your greatest of all time? Is it them? 2017? 2018? Warriors?
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Cool. All right. That was electric.
Boston has to win at least 3 rings for us to have this conversation. Because right now,
that Golden State team.
I agree with Lloyd. This is just a blasphemous conversation right now.
I don't think it's a blasphemous conversation. I think it's going to age perfectly.
We have to see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown elevate their games to a whole nother level. You get me?
Like, dude, you're just talking about different names, bro. Like you're talking about Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. It's not even close.
Get used to it. Get used to it. Those 2 guys are going to be in that category. They win a ring, and every conversation turns into not they need to get a championship, but they're going after dynasties.
I don't need to see.
They have that ability as the Celtics.
Bro, but like the fact that they've already been together fucking 6 years and no fucking titles tells me everything that I need to know.
6 years. 6 years.
I need
everything that I need to know.
How many years did it take for MJ to win? How many years did it take for Steph to win? How many years did it take for LeBron to win?
When he got Kevin Durant, 1.
How many years did it take for Kevin Durant to win a title? Kevin Durant was 29 years old when he won his first championship. How old was Jason Tatum?
Yeah, you're talking about ages, bro. I'm talking about age.
I'm talking about age right now. And I'm saying that Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum when he wins a championship. No.
Steph Curry and
Jason Tatum wins a championship.
Kevin Durant got on the same basketball team. It was over immediately. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been together for years. Haven't changed nothing about the NBA. They put the NBA on notice the second they did it, bro. The second they did it, everybody was put on notice. Hey, KD's in town. KD's in town. The Warriors ain't beatable. Nobody's beating them. Zero. Nobody. They have no chance. You have no chance. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Oh, it's been fucking 10 years. Where's our title? It's maybe this year? Maybe, right? Maybe. But we got to do it against Kyrie. Maybe we can beat Kyrie. Hopefully we can beat Kyrie. Jesus Christ, man. It's fucking ridiculous. You guys are insane, bro.
You sound like you're like.
No, how long did it take? The second Katie stepped a foot into Golden State, it was over. What do you mean? How long did it take? It took no time.
You do know you're yelling into the microphone, arguing the wrong argument right now.
Because you're talking about age, bro, and how long it takes to win. You're saying, oh, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, this, that, bro. Dude, it took them zero time. How long? MJ's first title. You're asking me KD's first title. No, I'm talking about when they got together. They've been together forever, no title. When they got together, KD, Steph, it was wraps, bro. Done immediately. It's over. The league is canceled. Cancel it. Don't even play games.
The league did not get canceled. The league didn't get canceled, and we made it out alive, and they only won 2 titles, which is exactly what the Celtics will do and more. And the second that Jason Tatum wins his first championship, his career is already more of an accomplishment than Kevin Durant's career. Right in that moment, as he turns 27 years old.
Remember the Achilles here. They would have won 3, so.
Congratulations. Jason Tatum's 1 championship will be a bigger accomplishment than anything KD has ever done.
Not true.
And it was also very short-lived because 2 rings is not a lot, but like it's still the greatest starting 5 we've ever seen.
Again,
the Celtics are better.
3. They would have 3-peated again.
But the Celtics are better because they have Kristaps.
All right.
All right. Can we just do this top 10 list draft? We'll collectively, we'll all alternate, make a top 10 list of what do we want to do? Do we want to do?
I'm not going to do top 10. It's got to be quick. I got like 10 minutes.
All right, bet. Top 10 players you would draft to have for the next 5 years if you were starting a franchise. Okay? Starting a franchise, you get this player for 5 years. You got to assume they're primes. With the first overall pick, give me Jason Tatum. Lloyd, you're up next.
Luka.
So we got Luka at 2. Nate?
Anthony Edwards.
I'm going to go Victor Wembanyama at 4.
I like that. Giannis.
Ooh. Now there's just a drop off. Fuck.
You got both of Tyrese's. Trying to think. You got you could think about a Joel Embiid, but for 5 years, you could probably get Embiid, Jokic, But
yeah, I'm gonna take Jokic for the next 5 years. That's not bad. You can't go wrong there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. 7th. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Tyrese Haliburton. I think that what he was able to show throughout this playoffs, everyone had a lot of doubts about him, at the second half of the season after his in-season tournament. and he just proved a lot of people wrong. And when he was attacking and playing the game at a high level and being more aggressive and more confident with his shot, I mean, he was merely unstoppable in many ways. So
yeah,
I put Halliburton at 7.
It's funny because I'm not taking this guy because of the chat, literally. But I actually was thinking about taking Chet over SGA.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Because I know that if I had Chet and Giannis on my team, it'd be a real problem for everybody that would ever see my team. But I'm trying to assemble the best team, and Shea would have to be my pick.
Shea at 8. I like it. I guess I could have went Shea there at 7, but hey, man, Tyrese Halliburton's going to be more successful than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, I guess. All right, Nate, you got the 9th pick, and then I'll rally. I'll finish it off with the 10th.
Give me Tyrese Maxey.
And at the 10 spot, I'm going to go with Cooper Flag.
I love it. I like that a lot.
That's your guy now. Thank God. Thank God he didn't go to UConn. Holy shit.
Ben, my guy, bro. Ben, my guy.
Oh, you dog. You think he's going to hop right into the league and just cook everybody?
No, I don't think he'll get in the league and cook everybody. College basketball is a different animal.
I gotta watch some Cooper Flag highlights or something.
But we're gonna be, but I mean, Duke's gonna be the best team by far. College basketball, it's not even gonna be close. We're gonna be insane, dude.
All right.
Am I picking again, or is that over?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It was more just like I'm going to put out the top 10 list and I'm going to see what people say. But, you know, a lot of times we have our moments of being biased or incorrect or just, you know, a little brain fart here and there. But when we all collectively team up and just pick and go down the list of 10, a lot of times the top 10 list is just an accurate, better list than anything any of us could individually create. So it takes the bias out of it in many ways. Tatum still is one because I picked first, which is a great thing. To read off the list one more time before we get you out of here, Lloyd, we have top 10 players heading into the next 5 years. If you were to draft a player to start your franchise, at 1, I have Jason Tatum. At 2, Luka Doncic. 3, Anthony Edwards. 4, Victor Wembanyama. 5, Giannis Antetokounmpo. 6, Nikola Jokic. 7, Tyrese Halliburton. 8, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 9, Tyrese Maxey. And to round it out, 10. He ain't even in the league yet, but it don't matter. Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag, yeah, I like that.
Love it. Let us know in the chat what y'all think of that top 10 list. Lloyd, appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Yeah, boys. No, appreciate you guys, man. We'll do it. We'll do it again soon.
All right. Peace, brother.
See you, fellas.
All right, Nate. Before we get out of here, I think we can check out SoBet, see if there are any updated plays, and maybe make a, you know, not a pick of the day because we don't have any NBA today, but maybe a little preview into Game 5 before we get out of here, something like that. How's that sound?
Yeah, let's do it. What's this hype around Cooper Flag? He's what, 17 years old, best player in high school right now.
All right, let's watch some Cooper Flag highlights.
Going to Duke. He's 6'9".
Cooper Flag highlights.
Yeah, Shea is low, but I wasn't gonna take Shea over Jokic. Respect.
Yeah, Shea at 8. Shea at 8 could have been more like Shea at 5. But I think that Giannis, Jokic are two guys that could have better 5-year spans than Shea, and that's just the nature of the beast.
I don't think Giannis though. I think
if Giannis goes to Golden State, Giannis goes to Miami, somewhere crazy where Giannis is like given a better situation.
Did we draft Embiid?
No, we did not.
Ooh.
I think that's respectable too. I didn't forget about him. I knew exactly where. All right, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yo. I mean, he's literally like, in many ways, the second coming of Jason Tatum. All right, let's see something other than oh my God. Bro, you imagine pulling up and this who you got to play against in high school? Bro's literally already in the league, basically. Do you find this like shocking, appealing? This is your kind of first time watching his highlights. Like he's literally potentially going to be the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, he's tough. I'm still locking that up though. He ain't doing that on me.
Bro, you cannot contest that jump shot, bro. He's Tatuming on that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my blow by. Oh my.
So what is he, a small forward?
I guess you could say that. Bro, the way he puts the ball up and over his head, like that wingspan is unheard of. Look at that, bro. Oh my. Oh.
So he's going to Duke.
He's going to Duke. He is tough. Wow. All right, let's check out SoBet, see if there's any plays before we get out of here. Let's check it out.
So no NBA today.
No NBA today. There was no way that the NBA was going to have 8 days off, bro. That's what gave away Minnesota winning last night, I think. It had nothing to do with Dallas. It had everything to do with the script.
Just the script.
All right, so Yankees over 2.5 total runs. That's what we thinking here, probably. What do we got on this? Rangers money line over D-backs. Dodgers money line over Mets. Frankie Montas over 4.5 Ks. Let's see what we got here from the Sir Locks. Oh, tough day.
Tough.
Bro, everyone got railed yesterday. Like, tough day in the world of sports betting yesterday, but that's why you hop on SoBet. You use code Jackpot. And
did Gutsy have a tough day?
No, I think Gutsy had a 2-1 winning day, but I could be wrong. Hold on, let me look.
See, I feel like Gutsy is always
Gutsy was up 14 units last week, though. We gotta get Nasty back on.
We do.
He's got to give us a lock. Yeah. Nice little small winning day. Like, he's so good at sports betting because who has the ability to just say, you know what, I'm going to take 3 plays today only, and I'm going to ride it out, and I'm going to take my nice 1 unit winning. He probably won $150 yesterday or whatever the hell it was. That's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. But then look at this. He was up 14 units last week. Look at these days. Ready? 1, 3-0, 4.79, 4.79, 4.79, 8 unit winning day 6 days ago.
8. Wow.
Yeah, that's greatness, bro. So if you're not already on SoBet, please sign up to support the show using code Jackpot, JACKPOT.
The jackpot.
That's what they call it. Didn't look like there were too many plays out there yet, but over the day they all get released. So, what are our thoughts?
Jack, somebody comes up to you right now, gun to your head. You got to pick Dallas or you got to pick Minnesota to win this series. It's not about who you think is going to win. It's not about who you want to win. Who is winning this series?
Minnesota.
Gun to your head. You're picking Minnesota.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so look, here's what I saw yesterday, and I forgot to mention this earlier because I got a good epiphany, but I forgot because like we got sidetracked about the Warriors.
We were really debating.
Yeah.
It's a Jack it's a Jack Cody show when we should be talking about Timberwolves versus Mavs game 4, and it turns into a Golden State 2017 versus Boston 2024 debate of who's better.
That's what I'm saying.
But all right, what's your thoughts, brother?
Like, the way Anthony Edwards played yesterday, because you could see in the first 3 games of the series, he was kind of passing the ball to the top, and then he was just going in the corner. So
Passive.
whenever he was being more aggressive instead of passive, Timberwolves win. Obviously, the other formula, the other piece of the Timberwolves win was Karl Anthony Towns being a big part of the win. So, like, if Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards play like a duo, because I know they could be a good duo together, that's what I need to see from them. If you really believe the Timberwolves are winning in 7, all right, buddy. I actually want to see that too. But
well, how does it actually happen? Like, to me, if I get my notes out, I'm looking at Minnesota has now forced a game 5, right? All they had to do, I said it yesterday, you helped me get to this take. You came on the show late into the show, and I was pretty much about to say Dallas wins this series in 4 games and it's over, right? I was pretty much saying that to you. I'm like, this shit is over. But sometimes it's better to just instill a little bit of hope into a team. And maybe that'll hurt them. Maybe that'll help them. Maybe I get the gun to my head and I'm dead. But you know what? At the end of the day, you got to go down fighting. And we were in this position last year. The Boston Celtics were in this position last year. And it was never a point. There was never a point in that series. We get down 3-0, and I still believed. We were down 10 points in the first half of game 4, and I still believed. We found a way to win game 4. The second that you find a way to win game 4, it becomes a series again. Say what you want about they have to win game 5. No shit. But in terms of the momentum of this series, there's a reason why I'm saying Minnesota wins it, because all momentum has changed. Minnesota has the power now. They get 2 games at home. I don't care that Luka and Kyrie went into Minnesota and won 2 games. It's a different series now. Everything is over. Everything has changed. It's a best of 3, but guess what? Minnesota has to win game 5. Then it's going to come down to game 6. And to me, what I saw last night is that Minnesota is the better team.
We'll see. We'll see, man. I really hope this wasn't like a 1-game wonder, but we'll just see.
I don't think it is, because I think the first 3 games were so close. And it was so up in the air, and Luka and Kyrie just overpowered Minnesota late in the game, and their closing out ability overcame Minnesota's greatness in many ways, and Minnesota just hasn't played well. Cat started to heat up last night. Cat started to hit some shots. Ant has not played his best basketball, but he came out more aggressive than he's ever been in the last 3 games. So if I'm just observing this situation right now, Dallas is up 3-1. They just lost a game and have lost all momentum. I'm sitting here thinking Minnesota wins this series in 7 games. Don't let them win another.
Right. Yeah, they had a great closeout yesterday, too. I mean, we all thought the game was over, and then Luka gets fouled on that 3-pointer and makes it. Like, so this team can never go out. You have to keep your foot on the gas the entire game.
That's what Minnesota struggles with. I think Minnesota is so good when they just are they got their foot on the gas, but there are times when they let their shit off it, and that is when they hurt themselves. When Anthony Edwards is not uber aggressive, they are not as good. When Jason Tatum is not going to the hoop and trying to be LeBron, the Celtics are not as good. That's simple mathematics. Am I wrong? Cheers to greatness. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for the morning jackpot. I guess we're taking Yankees over 2.5 total runs in the first 5 innings. I think that's the play of the day here. But we will see y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time to talk about Minnesota versus Dallas game 5 and who we think wins that. But to me, it's a no-brainer. All you got to do is just win one at a time. And if you're Minnesota, this shit is not over. It's far from over. Very far from over. That doesn't mean that Luka and Kyrie can't come in there game 5 and win this thing. and win this thing in 5. But I'm sorry, the finals start on June 6th. There is a reason why one series was a sweep last year and why one series went up 3-0 at the same time, and then the comeback happened and they let it get all the way to 7. There is a reason why the Minnesota Timberwolves won that game last night. Is it because they were the better team, or is it because Scott Foster was in charge of the refereeing crew? I don't know. That's a debate for another time. We will see y'all on the Morning Jackpot tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Leave a comment. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And more importantly, last but certainly not least, if you are new here or if you are watching and have not signed up for SoBet yet, it's SoBet.io. You got to use code Jackpot to sign up. You're getting picks and plays and predictions every single day. You're tailing the best sports betting handicappers in the world. You're missing out if you're not on SoBet already. 33 cents a day, $9.99 a month. It's the best in the business. It's for cheap. You get the app, you get the website, whatever the case may be. It's greatness. And don't forget, Tail Gutsy picks cash. I'm going to say that until he comes on the show.
He's got to come on the show, bro.
He doesn't answer my texts. He's hating. He's like, this. You keep talking about Tatum. I'm not talking to you. I'm not doing it. All right, fellas. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will see y'all next time, 9 a.m. tomorrow.